Hello guys, this is Deepak Singh, your physics faculty. Now we start the class 10 physics. The chapter name is what? That is electricity. Okay my dear, this is our lecture number 4. In the last 3 lectures we studied about the charge, the electric current, the electric potential difference and some related numericals. Okay my dear, and in this lecture we cover some topics. The topics are, first one is electric circuit, right? What is the electric circuit? Second thing is the electrical symbols which are used in this chapter, and the last one is experimental verification of Ohm's law, right? As we know that the Ohm's law is V equals to IR, and here we take the experimental verification. How we can say that the V equals to IR? It means the V upon I equals to constant R, right? So all things are completed in this lecture. Okay, so first of all, let's see the circuit. In this circuit, first of all, the circuit is of television. Okay my dear, the circuit is of television, right? And in this circuit there are many electrical instruments are attached, like the resistor, inductor, capacitor, transformer, transistor, etc. Okay dear, right? So these are the electrical instruments, electrical equipments. Okay, so in this lecture we are discussing someone. Okay, and in class 12th you are studying completely. Okay, okay. So now the next one is to make the drawing of electric circuit easy. Let's learn electrical symbols. So we have to know the electrical symbols. So first of all, the electrical symbols, the first symbol is of cell. Cell looks like, and the electrical symbols is like this. This is the electrical symbol of cell. Okay, right? And if I say that battery, so battery look like, and it is also the electrical symbol is the lot of cells, 2 or more cells when joined together, then it is called the battery. Okay, so the combination of the cell is called the battery, and it also looks like this. It is also the battery. Okay, so and electrical symbol is this. The combination of the cells is called the battery in the electrical circuit. Okay, now the next one is the key and switches. The key and switches, like this is the plug key. If this looks like, let's suppose this is white pen, this is. If this key is looks like, it means the circuit is complete. And if the circuit is complete, then the current is flowing, right? And if it is, it means the key is open. And if the key is open, then there is no connection from here to here. It means there is no current is flowing in this. So my dear, if the key is this, like this, it means the key is closed. It means the current is flowing in it. And if the key is this, it is called open key. And here is no current is flowing in it. Okay, so concept of the open and closed key is completed. Okay. So now it looks like this. In your school physics lab, you see this. Okay. Second one is this. Like next, this is the open key. Okay, or we can say that off. This is closed, this is on. Okay, so this is the concept of the key. And we also have the tap key. Tap key is like the switches. When we start the fan, then we tap the switch. Okay my dear, so this is, understand? If we want to on the fan, then what happen? Then we tap it. If we tap it, then the circuit is closed and the current is flowing. Okay, and if the circuit is open, then current is not flowing. That is called the open. Okay, so these are the symbols which are used in your electric circuit. Okay, these are the, if here these two show that the closed circuit means current is flowing, and these two show the current is not flowing because these are open. Okay, my dear. Okay, so now we are going on the next, and the next is resistance. As we know that in the last lecture, resistance is what? Resistance is the property of the conductor to oppose the flow of current. Resistance is the property to oppose the flow of current. If the resistance is more, current is low. Oppose is more. And if oppose is more, current is less. Okay. So, resistance, the material which has the resistance is called, we can say that, resistor. The device, we prepare a device, we prepare electrical instruments, that is called resistor, and the resistor looks like this. In the television circuit, we also have it. It looks like. Then you find that, oh, this is the resistor. Okay, so this looks like. And in the electrical circuit, how we draw it? Then we can draw it like this. This is what? This is the electrical symbols of the resistance. Okay, done. Now this is the resistance. This is called a variable resistance. Right? If you move it, then the resistance of this become change. It also seen in your labs, school labs, physics lab, chemistry lab, I think. Right? In physics lab, complete. So it is called the variable resistance. Now the next one is, it is symbolized. Electrical symbol is the resistance, and this is show the variable. It means it is the variable resistance. Resistance become change. Okay. Now the third one is what? Third one is variable known resistance. So there are three resistance. First one is resistance, second one is the variable resistance, and third one is the variable known resistance. Variable known resistance. This is the symbol of this. If this symbol is used in electric circuit, it means what? What is happening at there? At there, the resistance is fixed. But in the first, let's suppose we are calculating something in the circuit in first stage and second stage, in the two stages. Right? In the first stage, we want to the resistance is 20 ohm. So we set it, and we complete the calculation by the 20 ohm resistance, right? And in the second case, we want to be calculation by the 40 ohm resistance. Then we set it again, and we have the calculation. So my dear, by this variable known resistance, what we do, it is very helpful for the calculations. Okay, so there are three resistance, okay, which are used in the electrical circuits. Okay, now the next one is what? Next one is the variable known resistance are this, like in washing machine, that's mixie, that is in a system, like the regulators. Okay, what? There are variable known resistance. Okay, done. Now the next one is measuring instruments. Measuring instruments. In the measuring instruments, first one is the ammeter. Like there is a three instruments: ammeter, voltmeter, galvanometer. Ammeter is used to measure the electric current. Ammeter is used to measure the electric current. Okay, right? Second one is, so ammeter is used what? Ammeter is used to measuring the current. Then in the electric circuit is symbolized by this. If this symbol is used in electric circuit, it means that is ammeter. Right? Second one is what? Second one is a voltmeter. Voltmeter is used to measure the potential difference. Voltmeter is used to measure the potential difference. Ammeter is used to measure the electric current. Okay, right? The symbol, the electrical symbol is this, V. Okay, These are the electrical symbols which are used in electric circuit. Okay. Now the next one is galvanometer. Galvanometer is also used to detect the current in the circuit. If there is a current in the circuit, then it indicate, right, something. If it indicate, if it deflect, then we find that there is a current in the circuit. And if it is not deflected, it is on zero, it means there is no current in the circuit, right? It is a very important device. The complete is studied in 12th class. So now what we understand that ammeter is used to measure the current, voltmeter is used to measure the potential difference, galvanometer is used to detect the current. Okay, my dear, right? So these are the three electrical devices, electrical symbols, right? The symbols is what? That is G. Okay, if there is G, it means there is a galvanometer. Okay, now we are going on the next, and the next one is what? That is a wire point, a wire joint basically. Okay, so looks like if there is joining of wire, it looks like this, right? Now the next one is what? Next one is the wire crossing. If there is a wire crossing, then we can mention that symbol. Okay, when looks like this. If there is wire crossing, then it looks like in electrical circuit. Okay, so wire crossing. The next one is what? The next one is bulb. Electrical bulb is looks like, okay, electric bulb. Okay, my dear, completed. Okay, so now it's test time. So in test time, the question is, draw the symbols of components required to make the circuit. Draw. So we have the lot of symbols of the electrical equipments, electrical instruments, that is cell, resistance, battery, ammeter, variable resistance known, voltmeter, galvanometer, plug key, tap key, a wire joint, electric bulb, plug key, tap key, wire crossing. And the symbols are, the first one is cell, second one is resistance, third one is battery, the next one is ammeter, that is the variable resistance, next one is the variable resistance known, the voltmeter, the galvanometer, plug key, tap key, a wire joint, electric bulb, plug key, tap key, wire crossing. These are the symbols which are used. Okay, my dear, completed, done. Okay, so now the next one is what? The next one is some important points to remember. What are the points? The first point is if we have a battery, then while connecting cells to each other, always connect unlike terminals. If we have a battery, that's a combination of the cells, then remember one thing, that always the unlike poles, the unlike terminals attached to each other, like its lower potential is attached with this higher, its higher it's with lower. Why? Because if they are attaching by this process, then the current is flowing from here to here. Current is flowing from high to low. If it is attached in the opposite order, then this one current flowing in this direction and this one in this direction, right? So always connect in the circuit in the same order. Okay, my dear, right? The second one is what? If there is an ammeter is always connected like this. There the positive terminal and negative terminal, always current is flowing in the positive terminal and emitting from the negative terminal. So ammeter is connected in a circuit always like the current is flowing from in higher and leaving from lower. Okay, like voltmeter, same voltmeter. The voltmeter is also connected like the positive, the current is inside the voltmeter and then leave from the negative terminals. Okay, so we can say that for devices like the ammeter or voltmeter, the side from which current enters is positive always. current enters is positive, okay, and the side from current exit is negative, okay. So let's see a circuit. In this circuit, there's a higher potential, lower potential, right? As we know that the current is flowing from high to low always, okay, and we have the joining of the ammeter looks like here is positive, here is negative. The current is inside. This is the way to connect the ammeter, okay. So as the current in the circuit is not divided, here current is divided or not. If the current is I flowing, then there is no division of the current, okay. Ammeter has a very low resistance. Ammeter has a very low resistance. Voltmeter has a high resistance, approx infinite. So if the ammeter, remember this thing, okay. So ammeter has the low resistance. If it has the low resistance, there is no effect of resistance, almost to zero. So if there is no resistance, current is flowing properly. There is no division, okay, right. So 100% current is flowing in it, right. So now ammeter is connected in series with a cell, okay dear. So this is the symbol of the ammeter. This is the looks like. The second is that it has a very low resistance, right, complete. So it has a very low resistance. So it allows almost entire current to pass because it has a very low resistance, approx 0. So it allows the complete, so it allows the current, complete current, right. So now my dear, so it doesn't disturb the current as well as measuring the current. There is no disturbance. If there is no resistance, there is no disturbance, okay. So now the next one is voltmeter. Concept of the voltmeter. Voltmeter is always joining in the parallel of the circuit. Why? Why it is joining in the parallel? Why? Because the voltmeter has the high resistance. Ammeter has the low resistance. So it is connected in series. There is no disturbance in the flowing of current. And the voltmeter has the high resistance. If it is connected in series, it has high resistance. There is a problem in flowing the current because it has the opposition, okay. So always the voltmeter is connected in parallel because the voltmeter has the high resistance, and if it has the high resistance, then it allow the current? No. High resistance, infinite. High resistance, there is 0.01, a very small current is flowing in it. So maximum current is flowing in the circuit, right. So there is no disturbance, okay my dear. So if the current is flowing, current is divided, and if the current is divided, it means the proper current is not flowing in the circuit, right. So here the voltmeter, the connection of voltmeter look like the ammeter. Current is entering in the positive and leaving from negative, right. So we can say that as the current is circuit, the current in the circuit is divided, right. And here what happened? Voltmeter is connected in parallel with the cell, right. The next one is what? It is made from a material having the infinite resistance, right. The next one is, so the current is allowed the negligible or almost zero, okay. And if there is a current almost zero, so complete current is flowing in the circuit, what we want, okay. So our aim is completed. When we connect in the parallel, then our aim is completed, okay my dear. So the key concept is what? That ammeter is always connected in series and voltmeter is connected always in parallel with the circuit. These are the key points. Second one, ammeter has a low resistance, voltmeter has the high resistance, okay. So now let me have a question. What is the question? How is a voltmeter connected in the circuit to measure the potential difference between 2 points in the parallel, right? Complete the answer. In the parallel. The second question is, what happen if an ammeter is connected in parallel? If, my dear, the ammeter is connected in parallel, what happen? What happen? Complete current. As we know that ammeter has a low resistance, so complete current is flowing from the ammeter, and the ammeter become burned, damaged, because it has a low resistance. And if there is a two-way, so current choose the way there is a negligible resistance, and in the ammeter there is a negligible resistance. So if it is connected in parallel, then the all current is flowing from it, and it be burned. Okay, so here, if an ammeter is connected in parallel, the resultant resistance of the circuit decreases, and more current passing through the ammeter, hence the ammeter is likely to be burnt, damaged. Okay, so that's why ammeter is always connected in series, not in parallel. Okay, my dear. Okay, now the next one is, what happen if a voltmeter is connected in series? If the voltmeter connected in series, what happen? If the voltmeter is connected in series, then it opposes the current, and it has the high resistance, so it opposes the all current. So it is beneficial or not? It is not beneficial. Okay, so we can say that when a voltmeter is connected in series, the resistance of the circuit becomes high, and there is considerable, because it is connected in series, so resistance become high, right? So there is considerable fall in current through the circuit. If it has a high resistance, fall in current, definitely, right? So thus the voltmeter will not give the correct reading of the potential difference. Okay, my dear. So that's why it is connected in parallel, right? Okay, so these are the three questions. Now we are going on what? That how many mistakes can you find in the diagram? There is a diagram, right? There is a diagram, and find the mistakes. Find the mistakes. Find the mistakes. Done? Okay. Now, my dear, the first one is what? The first one is key is open, the key is closed. Next one is cell. The proper symbol is this, cell or battery. Okay, right? The next one is what? The next one is the current. If the key is closed, then current is flowing, right? Here, voltmeter is connected in series. It is right or wrong? It is wrong. Voltmeter is not connected in series. Always ammeter is connected in series. So this is ammeter. Here ammeter is connected in parallel. Here the voltmeter, right? So voltmeter is connected in parallel. Okay. Here we have the symbols like the positive, negative, and we have a resistance. Okay, right? Done it. So my dear, this question is complete. Now we are going on the last topic, and the last topic is the experimental verification of Ohm's law. Experimental verification of Ohm's law. So my dear, as we know that the Ohm's law is V equals to IR, right? And by this concept V equals to IR, we can say that V upon I is constant. Right? V upon I is constant. So that's why, according to this, if we increase the voltage, then the resistance is increased or not? Not. If we increase the current, resistance is decreased? No. Because always the ratio of the V upon I is constant, according to the Ohm's law. Right? Right? So resistance does not depend on the voltage and current. It depends on the length, cross-section area, temperature, the material, which was studied in the last videos. Right? So, how it is happening that resistance is not depends on the voltage and current. It is seen by the experimental. We have a complete experimental study, and by this we can say that always V upon I is constant. Okay, so let's see that V is proportional to I. We know that V equals to IR. There is a nichrome wire, right, whose length is 3 meter and the diameter is 0.02 centimeter. Okay, and now we have what? We have a circuit. We have a circuit, right? In that circuit, voltmeter is connected in parallel, ammeter is connected in series, and there is a cell, right? Here we have a table. First of all, when the key is closed, the current is flowing. As we know that current is flowing from always high to low, like, okay, because there is a cell, there is a potential difference, so the current is flowing. Okay, so now we have what? We have a table, and according to this table, in this row we have the number of cells. Here the current, the potential difference, the ratio of the V upon I. Okay, so first of all we have one cell and the current is 1 ampere, where the potential difference is 2 volt. If the potential difference is 2 volt, then current is 1 ampere, then the V upon I ratio is what? That is 2. So it means the resistance is 2. Now we increasing the potential difference, and we see that what is happening at here? Resistance is increased or not, right? If resistance is not increased, then we can say that the V upon I is constant always, right? So we have the two cells. We have the two cells. Now the current is what? The current is 2 ampere, and the potential difference, because the cells are 2, so the potential difference increased. Potential difference is 4. Now we have the R, that is a V upon I ratio, that is 2. Okay, done. So R is same. Okay, now let me have the 3 cells. If we have the 3 cells, there is a cells 3, there is a current 3, and the potential difference is 6, right? And we find what? That is the ratio of the V upon I is what? That is 2. So by this experiment, what we find? We find that always the ratio of the V upon I is always constant. Okay, resistance is not depends on the potential difference or current. If potential difference increases, resistance is not increases. Okay, resistance is depends on the length, cross section area, temperature and material. Okay, so by this complete experiment, the key point is resistance is not varying with the voltage, potential difference and current. That is finish. Okay, now we have a graph. Okay, there is a graph between the two axes. On this axis we have the current, and on this axis we have the potential difference, right? So the current is 1, 2, 3, 4. The potential differences are 2, 4, 6, 8. And when we plot the graph, then we find that there is 2, 1, that is 4, 2, that's 6, 3, and when finally we draw the graph, and we find that it is a straight line. So according to the Ohm's law, always the ratio of the V upon I is constant. It means it is a straight line always. So in Ohm's law, V upon I ratio is constant and the graph is a straight line between the V and I. Okay, done. We can say that linear. Okay, my dear, this concept is complete. So thank you so much for watching it. Okay, dear.